Well, hello. This is Meatball with 1063 The Core here with Connoisseur Media. And 80's Fest is coming up in Frankenmuth. It's actually back to the 80's Fest. And I have my friend Gina here, the president of the entire decade of the 80's down there in Frankenmuth. Gina, welcome.
Hi, good to see ya.
Yeah, for sure. Gina, I have to tell you, this is going to be my first 80's Fest since moving up here to mid Michigan. So I'm very excited. Just if you were to tell somebody in like one sentence or one or two sentences that has never been to 80's Fest, like what can they expect from this?
I would say a very nostalgic time with a lot of people watching.
Ah, the people
Just sum
watching is
it
my
up.
favorite. Yeah, people watching
Yeah.
is my favorite thing. I go to Walmart every week just for that. It's fantastic. 80's Fest is happening. It sounds like Saturday's pretty well full up, so we need to talk about what's happening
Mhm.
on Friday
Yeah.
because there still is an opportunity for people to get there on Friday. We are giving away tickets on 1063 The Core, so you can still win those. But tickets are still available. Can you give that information out for people that want to get their tickets now?
Yeah. So Saturday is sold out. So yeah, Friday's the night to come yet. So we have a new band coming on Friday that's never been before, and I'm super excited about it. They are really popular in the region, and so we wanted to bring them up here because they can play a lot of the different genres of the 80s. You know, a lot of times we have had a rock band on Friday. So this year we have a band that can play rock, pop, and everything in between. So it's going to be able to please everybody. So that's nice. But anyway, so tickets are $15 for Friday, and you can get them on the website or at the door.
Awesome. Yeah. After It All, I believe is the name of the band. Is that correct?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I probably should have said that.
No, no, it's fine. Actually, I think we're going to have them on the station tomorrow. So we get to talk to them and kind of talk to them
Oh,
about
yes. Mhm.
what they're going to be bringing to the show. And they were pretty excited to be a part of this as well. Now, when you talk about 80's Fest and kind of the nostalgia aspect of it, you know, obviously the 80's is really on top of people's minds because, you know, Stranger Things just wrapped up and that's been a decade of just 80's nostalgia overload with some of the music and the content and stuff. And it really got people, you know,
Mhm.
thinking and 80's minded and stuff. Have you seen that effect on the 80's Fest and people kind of having more interest in it?
You know, when I first started this 21 years ago, people weren't ready for the 80s yet. They didn't, as the years have gone by, it's really interesting. Like the players started selling 80s things, and you know, like it's just grown and grown, like the popularity of it. And it's funny because a lot of the younger people that come now, they have no clue what the 80s was about, but they are rocking it. They love it.
Well, it's definitely a
So
fun decade. It's a fun time, and really, you're bringing everything to this because we have the live music from After It All. They're going to be playing pop, rock, all the above for the music as well. But I mean, you're even bringing in breakdancing, which blew up in the 80's,
Mhm.
classic video games from the 80's, which if you've watched like the Tron movies, you know, you kind of get that mentality of what 80's video games are like. You know, best dress contests, like costume contests and stuff. Like you really have gone all out for this event. Is it? I mean, do you feel like you're actually stepping back in time when you go to this every year? And do people say that to you?
So it's, you know how you see all of the memes on Facebook, you know, where that's not actually how we dressed in the 80s. You know, you get a lot of that. So it's a lot of the more extreme end of
Yeah.
things. So it's not quite, you know, how it really was, but it's all the best from that decade. You know, it's all the most extreme things, the most extreme costumes and colors and hair. And so it's still pretty cool to see. And then in the rec room, we have a lot of we call it the retro rec room, and we have a lot of memorabilia stuff. You know, like old McDonald's cups when a large was like this big. You know,
Yeah.
and there are those wax paper ones, and you know, just a lot of cool stuff that you don't remember until you see it again. So that's really fun to walk through there.
You mean to tell me that my parents and my parents' parents weren't all wearing parachute pants in the 1980's? I can't believe that.
No.
One of the aspects of this that I think is really cool is, one, it's obviously a ton of fun. It's a great focus on the 80s, a great event for Frankenmuth and for you guys down there. But the proceeds from this go toward cancer related causes. Can you kind of speak on that a little bit and how they got involved?
Yeah, so back in like 2003 or so, I've started the thought of starting a new festival. I started thinking about it, and then I went to a conference, a festivals conference actually, and they had a band play that was 80s, and that was unheard of. Like I said earlier, that was unheard of back then. Nobody, really wanted to enjoy that one yet. But the music to me is my favorite part of the 80s. The hair and all that stuff is fun too, but the music is the best. So I decided that that's what the theme was going to be, and then and that was in 2004. So the end of 2004. So then spring of 2005 is when it started, and we started it because my mom had passed away from cancer in 1999, and she was only 43. So she had kidney cancer, and we wanted to do something to give back. So that's why we started thinking about, trying to do something. And then when that 80s band played, I thought, oh my gosh, we're going to be able to raise some money with this theme.
Well, it's an awesome cause, and I love when really cool events like this can give back to charitable organizations. And I mean, it's something that everybody in some way, shape, or form has been affected by or touched by within their own families or
Mm-hmm.
friend circles and stuff. So it's definitely something that everybody can relate to. And coming back to the '80s of it all, this is something that we can appreciate, the next generation can appreciate, and the generation above can as well, because I mean, it's either you lived it or you're introducing it to new people. And there's just something about this decade too that I don't know,
Yeah.
it was completely different from any other time period.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Last year we reached our $1 million mark. So we've
Oh, that's
donated over $1
awesome.
million. So yeah. And everybody just keeps coming, and we've sold out for many years. And so obviously we've got something going. So
What is your favorite part of the '80s fest?
I would definitely say the costumes.
I
It's
love, do you
amazing
have a
how
favorite
much,
character or costume that you see come through?
there's been a few really good ones, and they change every year, so there was, and people take so much time and effort, and I don't know, it's really quite, some of them are quite involved. One of my favorites was the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles came, and
Oh,
I mean, they were legit. They were completely green. They were paper mache. Like they made these costumes, and they were so big, and like the shells on their back, they couldn't sit. So they came in a van, laying down in a van, and they like rolled out of the van because they couldn't sit. But they looked so good. There's some pictures of them on our website. That was one of my definitely favorites. And then
that is
a
so
couple
good.
yeah, a couple years ago there was a transformer, and he was like 7 foot tall, and I mean, I'll have to dig up some pictures of that one. It was amazing.
And I was just excited for our sales rep Curtis to dress like Zach Morris from Saved by the Bell. And
Right.
you're talking about Ninja Turtles and
Oh,
Transformers and stuff. And I mean, I'm ready for this, man.
yes, yes. Yeah, I always post some pictures. We have a photographer that comes around every year and takes pictures of, all the best dressed people and the crowd. And so on our Facebook page, there's albums from each year, and just to flip through that, I just crack up.
Well, it sounds like it's going to be a ton of fun. We're going to be down there as soon as gates open, I guess, on Friday. So 1063 The Core going to be hanging out down there on Friday for the opening of '80s Fest. We hope everybody can get their tickets. Again, can you give the website and how people can get their tickets?
Yeah, it's 80sfest.org, and you can get all the information down there, the schedule, the band information, all of the frequently asked questions, the things you need to know before you come. So Friday, you can get your tickets online at that website or at the door. And then again, Saturday is sold out.
And I'm going to guess the best way to enjoy this is just to lean into it full force. Because, I mean, if you come in kind of like half cocked and you're just like, oh, I'm just going to come and see this. If you just lean into it, go full 80s and just full character, it really sounds like something that you can enjoy if you just really go all out.
Yeah. Yeah. If you don't dress up, you really feel like the odd one out. It's so funny.
So what is it? It's like 2 or 3 polo shirts with the pop collars, all bright colors, and the flock of seagulls haircut, right?
Yeah, do it.
All right. I think I have hair for that. I don't have to try. Awesome. Well, Gina, we're super excited for this. Super happy to have you on today for this. And we're looking forward to 80s Fest coming down there on Friday. And man, I thank you so much for putting this on and something really fun down there in Frankenmuth. And yeah, we'll see you there on Friday.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. And thank you guys so much for joining us here. Again, 80sfest.org to get your tickets now, and still got chances to win them up until Friday on 106.3 The Core. Thank you.